Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Colin Abrams with the HGP SPORTCAST. After allegations were raised over the past week that the GFF Academy training centres have collapsed, the GFF president denies this.
The Federation said over the past months, a particular news agency had launched an attack on the GFF and more particularly the president. But despite that, the GFF president says the media plays a key role in the development of the sport in Guyana.
Guyana Football Federation and the Executive Committee, we have been very open with the public and our stakeholders and our members regarding the challenges that we inherited, more so with our status with FIFA that subsequently affected our funding. The tremendous amount of work that we've done was only possible because of the will to push our agenda forward and also the support that we receive from our partners. We have returned Guyana to full compliance with FIFA, and the mechanics of full compliance is being undertaken right now, which will see the funding that was always due to us come in. We will repair our relationships with our suppliers and get some of the programs that have been on the drawing board for the past 2 years up and running.
Ford said his team has done a tremendous job in restoring Guyana to full compliance and claimed that the level of activity that the Federation has been involved in since his presidency began is unprecedented. Ford said it is important that the unsuspecting public should not be coaxed into believing that the Federation is not executing its mandate. GFF Technical Director Ian Greenwood said the mandate of the GFF is to increase the player pool within the Federation, and they have been doing just that.
Documentation. So one of the big aspects that we've been developing at the GFF is to increase the player population at all the youth levels. Because if we don't have a big enough pool to pick from, then we're going to always be struggling to get enough quality players into the senior national teams, both male and female. So the player population figures are something that we need to discuss and we need to explore as well.
Greenwood invited the media to visit any of its ATCs countrywide at any time. Mr. Greenwood noted that new procedures have been put in place for players to make the national team, and this requires a number of practice sessions, some of which begin at the grassroots level all the way up to the ATCs. He said there has been an increase in players, coaches and match officials, and that the Federation have begun transitioning to catch up with the rest of the world. And this will not happen overnight. Brian Joseph, Youth Development Officer of the GFF, gave some statistics in work currently being undertaken at the ATCs.
We now have the 9 academies functioning. They're basically doing 6 specific sessions per week. And that's from on the 13th to on the 17th. And in addition, they're also doing grassroots sessions. This equates to basically 12 hours per week. The staff doing 12 hours per week, 156 hours nationwide, right? And basically around 700 hours a month. All that is on top of what we never had before.
For the HGP Sports, Colin Abrams.
ExxonMobil launched its inaugural secondary school boys and girls under 14 football tournament at the Cara Lodge on Thursday. Stanford Howard filed this report.
Petra Organization, in collaboration with ExxonMobil, embarked on a boys and girls under 14 secondary school football tournament on Thursday. Co-director of Petra Organization indicated that the occasion represents a day in Petra's fight to revitalize football in schools at this age range. Petra co-director Mr. Troy Mendonca also remarked on what the tournament entails.
Our intention is to attract 24 teams for the boys and 8 teams for the girls. The tournament will be run alongside each other. The girls on one section of the field and the boys on the other section. And the usual thing, we will be doing a round-robin knockout tournament. This tournament is expected to start early June, which is just the weekend of the 2nd, and conclude at the end of July.
Youth Development Officer of the Guyana Football Federation, Brian Joseph, praised Petra for their outstanding contribution to youth football in Guyana.
In alignment with the GFF's development strategy for youth football, this particular tournament is going to serve as a really good platform for some bigger things that we have happening late in the year. And that's the Caribbean Football Union under 14 boys tournament, which is scheduled for the end of July, early August. And on the 15 girls, that for the very first time is going to be involved in a CONCACAF tournament in Florida. Now we've been at wit's end trying to find players, trying to find girls in particular, to make that selection the best possible we could have in Guyana.
ExxonMobil Guyana's Public Relations Officer, Ms. Kimberly Brassington, is elated about this undertaking and what Petra is doing for football in schools.
To be a part of something like this, I get to bring football to under 14 boys and girls in Guyana that otherwise wouldn't be playing football in school. And so I am quite fortunate. We are lucky as a company. ExxonMobil is proud to be here. And you know, while it is the inaugural under 14 football tournament, it's also ExxonMobil's first foray into sponsoring football. So we're going in this together, and I really have to give the Petra organization, Troy, a lot of credit. You know, when they brought this opportunity to us, you know, it was an idea. They had recognized there's a gap, there's a need here, and there are children that we could impact. We could really make a difference in these children.
Representative of Ministry of Education's Allied Arts Department, Nicholas Fraser, said he was pleased to be associated with the event and Petra's organization because of their long history in schools football tournaments.
It's good to note that these two tournaments now have a link between them, in that someone who would have participated in the PB on 11 football tournament would have had to wait another 7 to 8 years to maybe make the team again. So it's good to have that intermediate tournament where footballers in school have access to good quality tournaments.
For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
GABF Road to Mecca 5 champions Bounty Coals on Thursday received sponsorship from Bounty Farm Limited. The team will head to Suriname for a 5-team tournament.
The team is scheduled to depart Guyana on Friday for the tournament. Longtime sponsor Bounty Farm Limited handed over a check to the team's captain at the company's corporate office on Thursday.
On behalf of the management and staff of Bounty Farm, I congratulate you and would like to sponsor you with this donation. Right?
Thanks.
Get some victories with it.
Andrew Chavir, a representative of the company, said the partnership has been a long-time one, and the Bounty Farms will continue to support the team, which he believes will do well. The team's captain said he and his team are excited about heading to Suriname. They have dominated the local arena for the past 3 years, and it's time they dominated international. Bounty Farm was thanked for the timely donation. For the HGP Sports, Colwyn Abrams.
And finally, Royal Challengers Bangalore still in the hunt for the playoffs as they trounced top of the leaderboard Sunrisers Hyderabad in match 51 of the IPL on Thursday. Stanford Howard has the details.
What a shot! Is he in form? Yes, he is. Wow. Straight up.
Sunrisers Hyderabad elected to have a bowl after winning the toss. Royal Challengers Bangalore had a rocky start after losing their opener in the first 5 overs for 35 runs. A.B. de Villiers' knock of 69 and Moeen Ali's 65 produced a third wicket stand of 107 runs which formed the core of the RCB's 218 for 6. Sunrisers in their reply facing an IPL record chase of 219 at the venue of their title triumph 2 years ago slipped to 64 for 2 in 8 overs. Kane Williamson, with his 850-plus score in IPL 2018, was the man that threatened to bring Bangalore's campaign to a screeching halt. But not before right-arm medium-fast Mohammad Siraj defended 19 of the last over, which also include the wicket of the Sunrisers captain to keep his team alive. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford, and that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Remember, life is like a sport. Always remember to play fair. Goodbye.